Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual warfare. I have another channel on which I speak about astrology, and the Facebook page on which I speak about on which I wrote prophetic writings. The usual caveats: there are individuals who are doing stealing my identity, using my identity, my image, my name, and so on. Please be discerning. Don't engage with people in my comment section or with anyone who is using my identity. In this video, God has guided me to talk about a specific topic, which I must confess I've been avoiding to talk about it publicly for a very long time. And God has shown to me this is part of a broader group of topics which God showed to me initially in the very beginning of my conscious spiritual fighting. I freaked out all the time because it seemed to me so crazy. I couldn't believe that. And to me, it seems so crazy. And throughout time, though, God has proven to me how this works. And I used this knowledge in my spiritual fighting. Somehow, though, I didn't feel comfortable in detailing. God is asking me to do this now. He says it's very important. And here we talk about water magic, which something which they do constantly, all the time, and God is guiding me. This is extremely damaging, and is creating huge damage on energy level on all people. So this is why God wants me to talk about this, because it's very important. This is not water magic what they are doing, but what is happening, they use the elements of nature. I've said this previously. They use the elements of nature to cast their work with darkness, but literally they cast their work with darkness, and they use the element of water in order to multiply the effect of their attack. So they do incantations, even you people that walk by you, people that enter into the same store with you, where you just go to purchase something, they will just walk by you and do incantations. You cannot imagine, they have a whole army of individuals hired to do this, people who are paid salary only to do this kind of work. So they will do incantations or spells or curses or whatever, and they will combine that with working with water in order for the water to amplify the impact of their casting darkness at you. Yeah, and how they do this, for example, God has shown to me always that because I felt like it's so crazy, and God has shown to me, for example, is like you in church they use the holy water. So they do similar kind of incantations over the water, and they infuse that water with certain energy, basically. And I still don't think they have enough power to do this kind of damage that I have noticed that the water they use is doing. So they will spill water on your property. They will spill water on your car, for example, before you leave. They will spill water in front of your door. If you have a house like I do, and so you have a land around your house, they will spill water on your land or in front of your gate. And for example, I'm just giving you examples that God gave me. They will say curses. For example, they will say, I seal this house, so no abundance will come to this house. All sorts of crazy stuff. You cannot, I think normal people cannot even imagine the craziest things that these people can do. And it's a lot of imagination they have. It's amazing. Anyhow, amazing in a bad way. So they use the water in order to multiply the effect of the dark work. And I still don't understand how the water works with them. I don't understand why the spirit of water would allow for this to be done, or how the water is multiplying their effect. And God has shown to me, for example, something which is important, and this is why actually wants me to talk about this, is that, as I said, the entire 3D is being created with work by them, working with lower level entities. And I gave this example before when I mentioned the insects, the bacteria, and all these pathogen agents, microbes, bacterias, all of this, because I'm not specialized in the medical field to actually use the proper slang, professional slang. So all of these bacteria and all of these agents, basically, they use this, they put this in water. By doing so, they claim dominion. This is what God explained to me. They claim dominion over all the territory, goods, or stuff where that water goes. So they put these bacteria into the water, and I'll give you an example because this is how I learned. My neighbors are doing this. Yeah, they pretend they are watering their own grass, and then they spill water onto my property. This woman, neighbor of mine, I have pictures of her, how she doesn't spill water for her plants or grass in her courtyard, but puts the hose under the fence which divides my property from her, yeah, and inundates my whole terrace. She did this for years, and at some point I got so angry that I actually took pictures of it, of her doing this, because this is crazy. Every day, a few times a day, she would literally, I would find my terrace flooding with water, and she was not watering anything else in her courtyard, you know. And I kept asking God, why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? Because this is just crazy lunatic behavior. Why would you do this? And then this is how I started learning about the work with water. And then when I got, because Lucky was living with me in the house, I didn't notice what people are doing around in the neighborhood because they didn't care, you know. But when I got these stray dogs into my courtyard, of course, my dogs started barking when she would pour water on my property. So then I started noticing who does what. I'm telling you, and this only happened after I returned from spiritual journey. I didn't know any of this before I left. Just because I wasn't watching, I didn't know. And then when I returned in 2020, God guided me to take these dogs, and then the dogs started barking at them while they were doing this. So this is how I started noticing, and this is how I started questioning. I asked God, why is this happening? Why is this done? Literally, God has shown to me about the water magic. God said, actually, you evolved enough so you can learn about this, because everything that is related to water magic, it is part of the reason why you came into incarnation, in order to put them in their place and to stop them from doing this. Basically, to understand properly, is that they put this kind of, and let me explain to you how, because I would ask God, how is it possible that they get this water for watering plants and so and they already have these bacteria in it, because it comes, they don't put it comes from the system. And God explained to me, because this is a 3D system. It is a 3D system. This is based on contracts which are done by the matrix with the companies of utilities. All utilities, electricity and water and gas, are being used for the same reason, in the same way. And this is part of contractual relations between the matrix and the companies which are actually providing you with water, providing you with electricity, and so on. So basically, these individuals who are running, God is whispering to me now, individuals who are running these companies are always appointed by the matrix, and only based on these contracts, God is showing they have ritualic practice in which they swear in to do this, basically, to do a list of things, among which this. Now, God has shown to me, the bacteria and all of that put in the water are not as damaging to you as a human, yeah? But the problem is that these individuals who are part of the convents, which are related to the organization where that individual took the oath of doing this, they have specific type of wording, like a paragraph, a page, whatever, which they say as an incantation, and by that, this is how they take dominion. So they spill the water. Listen to me. They spill the, God showed me, they spill the water on my property, and they say, I take dominion over this land. Dominion over this land, that means it's like in astral act of property. Basically that that individual can do whatever on my land. Do you understand the crazy thing? Or on the street, you walk on the street, that's a public place. If they spill water and they say, I take dominion over this street, and for this reason, because that individual says I take dominion, then in their crazy mind and with the crazy rules they created, they have authority to send on that street whatever type of darkness they want. Spells, hypnosis, everyone who crosses the in front on this street should feel anger towards my neighbor, or should feel in love with me, or should feel all sorts of things, whatever they want, yeah? And they do the same even on your own property. They use the water in order to create energy, because there is a connection between all of these ritualic practices which I have shown to you, which is at a very high level done initially. So the oath is taken at a very high level in the matrix, yeah? And all these convents are connected to them. And the convents who work with water magic, so-called, because this is not water magic, yeah? This is just 3D type of witchcraft and sorcery done by them. And they say this is water magic. And these certain convents which sign up for water magic, to do water magic, they have this paragraph, and they are signed in with the organization which nominated the leadership of those companies dealing with utilities, yeah? And they have a specific type of wording by which they receive rights to do this water magic. It's literally like you would build a business in normal life, and you take all of these specializations of your business, and then you are authorized to work with them. This is crazy, I'm telling you. And they use the water. Now, what you must understand, and here God is very insistent on me saying this, it can do a lot of damage, because also it can alter your perception. It can send, it multiplies the force of the attack, literally what it does, because that individual by his own power does not have the power to attack you. But if he does water magic, and his convent is signed up to that company and to that organization which nominated the leadership of the water company, then through his spells and incantations and whatever they do with the water, all the demonic forces which are involved in that agreement at a higher level work through that. Do you understand me? So if somebody has a franchise and sells a product, he is not the inventor. He is not this special guru. He doesn't have the power to do it. But it's a franchise. So basically, you are buying the original product from the original creator. Do you see the example that I'm giving? So you'll understand. So their attacks holds much more power than they actually have as individuals. Yeah? Because as I said, they do, even in darkness, they don't possess such a large number of dark entities under their dominion and control in order to attack you. But by signing up into this pyramid system, literally all of those higher ups are drawn into these attacks. And God is whispering to me to say, this is a warning for those at a higher level in the matrix who want to dissociate themselves from the harm done by these lower level individuals, because you empowered their attacks by giving them permission to do this and by not acting against them. So this is a direct message to higher level individuals, so they will understand that they are guilty of facilitating these attacks and empowering these attacks. Certain individual who had no power whatsoever to do this on their own, in spiritual terms. Yeah. So they use water again to take dominion over a territory. Dominion means, for those who actually work with spirituality, they understand what it means take dominion. If they take dominion over your house or your land or your car, it means they can send to that whatever they want, to whatever level of power they decide. So this is very important. Now, God has guided me also to point out to the fact that they can use this kind of water to put in your drink, in your food, on your clothes, in your office, on your desk, anywhere, basically, because it's just water. You wouldn't be even suspecting, that they are actually doing this crazy shit. Yeah, you cannot imagine this. So they actually use the water in order to create this powerful attack against you, which is not actually possible from their side, but they're using in order to multiply the effect of their attack. And they are successful in using it just because they have this contractual basis among convents, and from the convents to this higher level matrix, which allows them to use water magic. But that is not water magic. That is just using lower level entities to inflict harm on others, basically. Basically, God has shown to me to emphasize the importance it plays everywhere, in everything. Just imagine, just try to sit down and see in how many ways the water is being used, the water provided by their system, in how many ways people around you use water. Initially, I didn't know, and I used to have fights also with a neighbor across the street, because he was literally coming with a hose outside of his courtyard. He said he was cleaning the street and he was inundating, flooding my property. There was actually flooding my property. And I had arguments with him since 2017. I said, you only use water to wash or water your courtyard. What you're doing in the street with the hose directed at my courtyard, flooding my courtyard? What is normal that I get into my courtyard during summer and it's mud everywhere because you have put all this water in my courtyard? Why are you doing this? At the time, I had no clue what is going on. I had no clue that water is being used this way, but it was obvious to me that there is something wrong with this. There's no normal person that would do this, to inundate the street when he waters his own courtyard. And he continues to do this now. We had arguments a few times. I warned him not to spill water onto my property anymore, because we are even divided by a street. How the fuck you get all the way to my house and to my property, so you water all the street and you get into my property to flood my property, not even just spill a little bit of water, just flood my property, and that was really annoying to me. And I learned about it much later. God revealed to me why is he doing this. Then I started noticing that also, as I said, the next door neighbor is flooding my terrace every day, a few times a day. And this was like, people cannot be this crazy. There must be a reason why they do this, And God has shown to me, because this can be used, for example, in order to cast spells, so you don't see, to alter your perception. Even hypnosis, they will use this to create some sort of hypnosis, so you will not notice energetically. Your energetic awareness is being affected by this, yeah. Or they can simply steal curses, can instill curses, incantations, levitation, and for example, to instill certain emotions in you of sadness, lower level negative emotions. So they will lower your power, basically, yeah, or steal from you. Or if they stole from you, like it was my case, because they stole my money, actually, they created a bank account in my name and they signed my signature on official documents. So really, like, really bad stuff, like criminal stuff. And they use this kind of so-called water magic in order to alter your perception. Namely, they will say not to have willpower to investigate, not to have willpower to pursue. In this phase, they are doing this to me. God is showing to me, in order not to pursue proceedings in justice system, for them to get behind bars and to accept some sort of mediator that they would send to me in order for them not to go to prison for what they have done. I don't accept any of this. There's no fucking way. Everybody goes to prison. Everybody who has done criminal activity against me and they stole my money, my goods, my properties, my business. They actually stole my business, which I created in 3D. I didn't come to Chernica for nothing. I created a project before I came to Chernica, and I worked a lot on that project. It was my intellectual property. Anyhow, so this is what they do. So I gave you one example so you will understand they can use this for anything, a multiplier of the force of any kind of attack, basically. And basically to do confusion spells, conflict spells, they send this for conflict spells, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so this is the way they work with water. They call this water magic. This is not water magic. I have been investigating and I said, this is not possible. Water comes from nature, comes from God. This is not possible that the water would be working with them. And God then revealed slowly to me, the water spirit is not working with them. Nobody is working with them from the divine realm. And the water spirit is from the divine realm because it's a gift from God to the earth, first of all. Yeah, not to the people, to the earth. And then second of all, it's a gift for humans. But God has shown to me they are just using this in order to create darkness. And basically literally by the power given to them by these matrix organizations, because they give them license to use it. They give them endorsement to use water magic. And what they do is not water magic, is work with darkness, basically. And they're just using the power of those who are allowing them to do this as their own power. They take dominance over everyone, And by the way, those from higher level matrix who are endorsing these people to work with water to do harm, just so they will know they will pay karma for this. This is why the judgment wording, which I gave in one of my videos, it says harm done, harm intended, and harm facilitated. This qualifies to harm facilitated if you didn't know what they were doing. Although it will be a little awkward to learn that you are at a higher level, you gave them permission to do this, and you didn't investigate to see what they're doing. Yeah, it is, to me, it's not believable. Whatever, but you will pay karma for this, regardless if you knew or you didn't know, because you were supposed to know. If you gave them endorsement to use water in their work with darkness, then you should have known what they do, first of all, and you are responsible for what they do. Yeah, because you should have investigated what they are doing with the endorsement which you gave them. Anyhow, okay, so I know this is an awkward topic. It was difficult for me to grasp it as well. I learned about it gradually. Actually, as I said, the dogs played a huge role in opening my eyes to see that these people are spilling water over my land constantly, and I didn't know why. All neighbors around me are doing this. If you can imagine, Even to this day, it's the end of October. I have pictures of how they spilled water on the street, on my courtyard, and so. And it's the end of October. You don't fucking need to water anything now. But they are constantly watering 24 hours a day. My neighbor, my next door neighbor, is watering constantly, morning and evening and midday. And it's October, and he doesn't have anything else than grass in the courtyard, but he's watering constantly because he's doing this thing with water, so-called magic, which I call black magic, not magic. So this is very important for you. I first of all, as I said, when I got my stray dogs and they were constantly in courtyard and started barking at them, this is when I noticed what they're doing. First of all, second of all, after they threw those two puppies in my courtyard, which they killed. So after I was forced to deal with that situation of finding two dead bodies in my courtyard, since then, first of all, I am watching constantly everyone because I don't want this to repeat. And I am taking pictures of all of this because I made official complaint against them at the police, and I intend to document everything. As I said in another video, normally I will ignore you, but if you poke me and you succeed to annoy me, you will feel sorry, and I will make sure that actually the situation is settled. I will never allow for anybody to keep poking me endlessly and to drain my energy like this for no reason, just because they are hateful or because they are paid by others to steal my rights and so on. Yeah, or my money and my properties, as I said before. This is very important to understand. There are many ways in which they work against you this way with the people surrounding you. For example, they stole this next door neighbor stole my mail, and they stole my documents, official documents that were supposed to reach me regarding an inheritance of money and property. She stole my documents, my documents for inheritance, and signed my signature impersonating me in order to steal those money. And then they created a fake bank account in my name, where again they signed my signature in my name. I know this. So I'm telling you, they work in many different ways, and they combine elements. So they will use water magic, for example, to make you tired, to make you want to go to sleep. So they will do work on you during dream time because it's easier for them if you're in dream time. So they will do this, for example. So if somebody comes to you, it will find a different address and it will stop at a different gate at somebody else, at one of them, so nobody will come to you, so nobody will talk to you, so they will get control over people who come to you. This is really crazy endeavor, and it's really puzzling to me how people have nothing else to do on the face of the planet then. Because as I discovered more and more of these activities, I said, well, but these people, when they do have time to do anything else, they only 24 hours a day, because at night they cast spells and rituals. At day, they are watching and lurking and doing things against me. Then when the fuck they leave? They do anything else? This is crazy. But this is reality. This is the 3D. You must know that the type of deception that we have lived in 3D could have been created only by this kind of obsessive activity of 24 hours reinforcing all this darkness. God is constantly sending energy on earth to humankind, but they are doing all this work constantly 24 hours a day with many elements. I only talked about the water now, but they use many other nature elements in a similar way in order to multiply the power, the force of their attack. It is very important that you actually research it yourself if you are active in spirituality, so you will understand how it works. And if you're not developing a career in spirituality, I still advise you to just listen closely to this video and then test it in your life. Ask divine guidance to be shown in your life how is water magic being used by these people against you, and you will be shocked. You will be shocked to learn that they use this in so many ways, and that literally, even if it's not powerful enough in the beginning, it adds to much more other dark work done at you. So obviously, at the end of the day, merging together all these darkness attacks, they will lower your vibration, your power, your determination. You would feel tired. You will feel unwilling to actually do the research, do the work, do the cleanup, energetic cleanup, do this, do that, and so on. Yeah, this is very important. I underline the fact that they use magic, and it's extremely important for them in order to multiply the power of their attacks. And I encourage you to actually study this yourself. This is very important, although it might seem silly. Just, for example, know that you have a bathroom where you use water. You wash your body with the water. They can use that in order to instill certain ideas or attacks on you as you wash your body, as you wash your floor, as you wash. Oh, God is saying to me to say one more thing. Yeah. God is saying, you can reverse this. Okay, yeah, right. I should say how to counter it. You can reverse it by doing prayers on your water that you use in your house. Constant prayer, yeah, of cleaning the water from all the darkness that they are sending. This is extremely important. Think of the fact that in the bathroom, you can put, for example, when you take a bath, put salt in your bath, and this will cast out darkness in the water in your bath. Put salt in your how you call this in your veche. This is how you say in English. I don't even know, because I don't remember to have ever said this to anyone. But it's a constant body of water which is in your bathroom, and they can use this in order to cast a certain type of energy in your house. Yeah, so you can reverse this by countering their incantations and whatever they casted through that with your own prayers to God and to your divine realm, and even to the spirit of water from divine realm. I emphasize, from the divine realm. So you ask the spirit of water to cleanse the water that you are using to cook, to wash, to whatever you use water for in your house, and to also cast out everything that was sent through somebody else's water. Yeah, this is something that you don't notice, and this is why it's easier for them to use it, because also, even if you catch them, they will find excuses. I just watered my courtyard, and by mistake I spilled water on her property, and it's very difficult to counter this kind of stupid arguments, because you know and they know what they have done. But this is why they use it, because they can actually try to find excuses and get away with it. Yeah. Okay, I'm stopping here now. Just so you will know, they use water to multiply the effect of their attacks. This is not allowed in astral rules. This is illegal activity. It's not acceptable, and it should be punished. And it should be dismantled, this kind of practice. It's not water magic. The water magic is being done with a spirit of water from the divine realm, because again, the water is a gift from God. You don't get to use it with darkness. This is illegal. It's punished. It brings you karma, and karma will be delivered to all of them. Yeah. So I recommend that you also document. It's very important. God is showing me to say, as I explained, God has shown to me about this long time ago. Initially, I countered it by reversing it. But then when they killed the two puppies and they threw the two puppies in my courtyard, I got upset and I said, no, I will document this and I will just put you to prison. This is enough of this bullshit and of your stupid imbeciles in my life. It's not acceptable that you are just this crazy and you went out of control completely. So I took pictures of everyone who has been flooding my property, spilling things on my property. Then I started noticing much more being done, actually. And God is guiding me to guide you as well. You must take pictures of people who do this, because it's, first of all, useful in the spiritual court of law. But it will become useful also when you succeed to actually build a case against them, which you will pursue in justice system from 3D with the law enforcement and with the judge and so on. So they will be put to prison. So this will end. This is my determination. Nothing, and nobody will stop me from doing this. I don't care how much darkness attacks they send to me. I will do this because they need to stop doing this against me and against the others, and they need to give back everything they stole. They need to stop this bullshit, basically. And everyone who actually stands in light with God is called to do the same, just so you know. And make sure to understand that if you feel like you should just let it go, most of the times this kind of work has been done on you, energetic work, to force you to give up, not to pursue them, to take them to justice, to give undeserved forgiveness, to forget about things and be busy with other stuff and so on. Yeah. But it is God's will that everyone is taken to justice system, so this will end. Yeah, I'm going to stop here so I can upload this video. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Regardless how silly it might seem, this is a very serious matter. The way they use water is doing a lot of harm and is being used very widely because it's not suspicious in the beginning unless you actually know the information which I'm providing now. It's just water. Oh, by mistake, I spilled some water. Oh, I just thought it's okay, you know, but it's not. They have ill intent behind it to harm you. And many times the type of the attacks they send to you are attacks for death. And if they use the water to take dominion and multiply the power of that, you can see how using water can become part of a criminal act. Yeah. So this is very important. Yeah, I'm going to stop here and I will see you in my next video.